nerves.
All right. So what I want you to do is stand straight up, and I want you to find something out here to look at, focus on, and put your hands out and make a triangle out of them, right in front of your
Tiny
face.
little triangle.
And then shrink that triangle until it's just about big enough for you to look at it. So it's a nice little triangle. And I want you to look at your hands with both of your eyes straight on. And then I just want you to slowly bring that back to your face. Yeah, so put it right in front of your face. And now just slowly bring it back to your face. And then it'll naturally go over whichever eye is the strongest. So that went over your right eye, and your right eye, and your right eye, and your right eye. Do it again for me. Put your hands out and pull it back for me. There you go. Okay, goes over your right eye. And it's going over your left eye, actually. Are you left-handed? No. All right. Have you
Join our club.
Yeah, welcome. So, does anyone else get the opposite eye than the hand they write with? You did? Yes? You're left-handed?
Yeah.
But your right eye was stronger than...
In the red shirt,
Mm-hmm.
he sometimes has trouble with following instruction of spatial things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's
You know
shot left.
Okay.
This is Matron.
Okay.
And I almost failed archery because I didn't hit the target because they only had equipment for right-eyed people. And later on, when they tested my dominance and I tried with my left, I hit the target every time. So you might want to try it at least.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay?
Like I said,
let's
if you
just
want to
switch back
try it out,
but what's really weird is if you're right-handed and shooting left, then you have to use your left hand to put the arrow on the string, and that's the part that feels the worst.
yeah.
Or vice versa. If you're usually left-handed, your right hand trying to put the arrow on the
It's
string.
a little awkward the first couple
it,
times.
It takes some concentration.
But once you get that arrow closer to the center, it's worth it. All right. Yeah, we'll give it a shot. So I'm going to go over real quick the rules of the range. And then we will get started and go start shooting. All right? So we're going to hop back over. Well, let's stay here for now, just so that we're not looking into the sun and roasting. But, so if we look over here, you'll see that there is that yellow chain in the grass, and that is going to be the line that we're always waiting behind when we're waiting to shoot. Now we're really only going to be waiting, I don't know if we're going to be using that line much today unless we have like 10 more of these kids show up. But what do you think we should call that line if it's the one we're waiting behind? The waiting line. The waiting line, we got it. Now this line with the cone, that's the one we're all going to line up at and shoot from. That one is called the shooting line. You got it. Now there's one more line up there in front of those targets. What do you think we should call that one?
The target line.
The target line. We are on it. All right. So when we're giving instructions about where you should be going, just keep those in mind. We have the waiting line, shooting line, and target line. Now the way that we're going to really be telling you what we're doing is through a series of whistle calls. So when we are all back behind that waiting line and we're waiting for our turn to shoot, we are waiting for 2 whistle blows. When you hear 2 whistle blows, it's going to sound like this. That means get bow. So at that point, we're going to walk up, we'll grab our bows. Miss Joyce and I will be there to help you get your right bows the first time. When we give them to you, remember what color your bow is and what color that tape is on your bow too.
Yeah,
You'll see there's colored tape on the top.
A little piece of colored tape.
Yes. So you'll go up, you'll grab your bow, you get your bow, and you're going to head up to the, which line is that one? The shooting line. So you'll head up to that shooting line, and Miss Joyce can show us. You're going to stand with one foot on either side of that line. Now, if you are shooting with if you're a right eye dominant, you're going to stand just like Miss Joyce is, facing the little map over here, and you'll have that bow in your left hand actually, and be pulling back with your right hand. If you're going to be shooting with that left-handed bow, you're going to be facing this direction. Same thing though, one foot on either side. You're just going to be holding that bow with your right hand, and you'll pull back with your left. Hi, come on in. What's your name? Christopher. Welcome, Christopher. So we're just going over the rules of the range right now. We said that, can you guys remind them what these 3 lines are called? What's this one called? The waiting line. Yeah. So when we are back behind that waiting line, we're waiting for how many whistle blows?
2.
You're gonna wait for 2 whistle blows. When you hear 2 whistle blows, that means get bows, right? 2 words, 2 whistles. You'll go up and you'll grab your bow. We'll help you get your bow. And then you're gonna go up to the shooting line and you're gonna stand with 1 foot on either side of that line with a cone in front of you. And that's about as far as we got. Now you're up to speed, all right? So once we're up there and we've got our bows, what we're going to do is hold our bows on our toes. So you're gonna hold your bow at the top. Now remember I said there's that perfect circle called the wheel? You always want that wheel up in the air. You don't wanna have this funky guy standing up in the sky. That means that you got it upside down. So you want the wheel up. You're gonna hold it with whichever hand is closest to the target, up near the top here, and you're just gonna lower it down on your toe. And that just lets us know that you're ready, everyone's paying attention, and they're prepared to start shooting. So once everybody is up at the line, they've got their bows on their toes, you're gonna hear 1 whistle blow, and that means that the range is hot, and that means that people are shooting arrows. So that's when we wanna really make sure that we're being careful and paying attention to what's going on. And once you hear that 1 whistle blow, that means that you are able to start shooting. So you'll pick up that bow, you're gonna hold it in whichever hand is closest to the target, and then we're gonna load it just like we went over before. And once you shoot all 3 of your arrows, we're gonna return our bows back to that rack and hop back behind the waiting line until everyone's finished. Now, when you get your bow, I know a lot of times what people wanna do is they wanna pull that string back and test it out, right? You don't wanna do that, because if you accidentally let that string go, there's nowhere for all that energy to go, so it just goes right back into the bow and it could snap that bow, and that could really hurt you too. So we wanna make sure that we never pull back this string unless there is an arrow in it. Deal? All right.
One comment.
Yes.
After the first round, when you walk up here with your bow, there's going to be arrows in those cones.
Yes.
And you absolutely do not touch them until you get the signal that says the range is hot. So that single whistle blow,
Yes.
that's when you can touch the arrows. You don't play with them
Exactly.
before that.
Thank you, Joyce. Yeah, so we're gonna stand up there with our bows on our toes, and we're not gonna touch anything until that 1 whistle. Then we can start shooting. While you're loading those arrows too, sometimes, especially if we're gonna be trying with our opposite hand, it gets a little funny and you drop an arrow over the line. Do you think we should reach down over that line and pick up that arrow? No, right? Yeah, there's gonna be people shooting around us and we wanna stay safe. So if we drop an arrow, that's called a dead arrow. Just say, I dropped an arrow or dead arrow. We'll bring you another one. You're not gonna lose a shot. We just wanna make sure you're not reaching over that line. One more safety tip, if we see something unsafe happening, if somebody runs across the range or the net falls down or something, you'll hear a series of 5 or more whistle blows. It'll sound something like this. That means there's something unsafe happening. So even if you've just pulled back on that string, I want you to slowly release it, take your arrow off, and lower your bow back on your toe until we clear and make sure everything is safe again. All right? So once you shoot your arrows, we're going to go up to the target and we're going to remove them. Together, we'll go over the way to remove them, and then we're going to walk them back and we'll start over again. Sound good? All right. So we're going to hop back behind that waiting line, and we're going to just watch someone shoot real quick, and then we'll go over how to take those arrows out, and then it's our turn to shoot. All right. We're going to wait for it. All right. Somebody want to be our demo shooter? Is Joyce going to be our demo shooter? All right. So we're going to wait for Miss Joyce to get back behind the line
You had to wait
here.
for me anyway. I wasn't paying attention. Don't do it even with the staff on the other
Nope.
side of the line.
Nope. We've got to wait for everybody to be ready. So looks like everybody's behind the waiting line. Now when I blow this whistle, it's just going to be Miss Joyce that we're watching. She's going to go out this time on her own. All right? So she's going to grab her bow. She remembers from last time. There it is.
You want me to grab our I'll bring you your
Yes. Yeah, that's a good question. The arrows are sharp. So they're not, when you look at them, they might not look like they're super, super sharp, but they are sharp, and if you are down that way and you get hit by an arrow, it could hurt you a lot. They're what's called target arrows? Target points.
they're like the arrows that don't like have the iron.
Right.
It looked
Exactly.
like a pencil point.
Mhm. Yeah. So, does Miss Joyce look like she's ready to shoot? I think so. She's got her bow on her toe. So, I'm going to say,
You know what though?
I was just about to say, she's going to take her hat off. Because as you see, she had that hanging around her neck, the string from her hat. If she pulled that arrow back, it could get stuck in that hat. And she could get hurt, mess things up. So, we want to make sure there's nothing hanging around your neck. And you might have to turn your hat around to shoot just so that it's not in the way. All right? So, she looks ready to go. So, I'm going to say, shoot. So, she's going to pick up that bow. Gonna reach down, grab that arrow. See how she's not grabbing the fleshing over the top. And does she knock it above or under that gold piece?
Under.
Underneath that gold